guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be going over the process of how I made two paintings for this month's art club. These are the paintings I made. I'm going to go over the full process on how I made each of them. Basically, it is a dragon who was attracted to this house because he could smell the smoke of the person inside who is making a pie, which is shown in these bottom panels here. The smaller painting shows the inside of the house, which is actually a little rabbit who is baking the pie. And then out the window you can see our little dragon, so the pieces are tied together in that way. These two paintings will be included in the art club this month as well as a sticker. So if you are in the $5 tier, you get the sticker and a random one of these prints. And if you're in the $10 tier, you get a sticker and both of the prints. And before we get started, I want to thank everybody who is currently in the art club. This is everyone who is already paid for March, so they're already set to get all of these items. If you're not in the art club, don't worry, you still have till the end of March to get these prints and the sticker. The sticker I have not made yet, but that will be done in the next video. So I started off by unboxing my brand new gouache paint palette by Himi, I think is how you pronounce it. I had to take the lids off of every single little paint section, and it took so long, and I tried to make a cool video of me doing it, but it didn't turn out that good, and this took me so long to do. It was hard to get every little thing out of the palette and take the lids off, and oh my god, it took me like 30 minutes. Then before I started the painting, I just wanted to color test and figure out what colors I wanted to use in the painting. I decided on this bottom right color palette with the dark blues. And then I did a quick little thumbnail of all the colors I wanted to use with the red for the house and for the berries. I just kind of went through and tested how colors looked on top of each other and which ones I liked and thought would work for this piece. I also went and sketched some heads for the dragon because I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted it to look at first. I don't really draw dragons usually, so I had to really figure out how I wanted to draw it. Then I went in with a sketch and I had to redo it like 3 times, but finally ended up with a sketch that I was happy with that I could start painting. I took a blue colored paint and mixed it with a lot of water to get a really light wash over the whole background, just to get a base down for everything that I wanted to be blue. And then for the parts that had a warmer tone to them, I did the same thing but with an orange color. Then I went in with a more opaque version of the color. Oh yeah, I used the wrong color at first, so I kind of tried to wipe it off as best I could because the color that I had planned to use, I don't know why, I picked the wrong one. You saw the paint palette at the beginning, it's huge, so it was hard to keep track of what colors I was using. That was the only downside to this paint palette, is none of the colors are labeled, so it was really hard for me to keep track of which colors I was using. So there's a few times where I messed up using the color because all the colors look very similar and there's so many of them. So yeah, luckily it was fine. I wiped off the color I didn't want and went back over it. So I colored the sky pretty dark, and then I went in with a lighter blue for the mountains. I made each mountain a very slightly different shade of blue just so that you could tell the difference between them, and also to imply that some are closer and some are further back in the shadows. Then I went in with this really pretty red color and started painting the berries for the pie. If you notice that chat on the side of the screen, it's because I was live streaming this on Twitch. So if you're ever interested in watching me paint live, I have a Twitch channel that is just emibeef on Twitch, and sometimes I live stream my painting there. It also live streams to my YouTube, so if you prefer to watch on YouTube, I also live stream here. I went in and painted the house with the same red color as the berries so that it will match. And then I painted the windows a very light yellow so that it implies a nice warm glow of the light inside the house. The house is probably my favorite part of this painting. I think that it looks so cute and I love the color of it. I love how simple it is. I just think it's adorable, so it's my favorite part of the painting. In my art, I never paint landscapes or buildings usually, or even dragons really, so this whole month is really out of my comfort zone and I really love it. The way that this theme came up is that originally I was going to do a fantasy theme, which it is, but I was going to do more like unicorns and foresty mythical creatures fantasy. But then I had the idea of drawing a dragon outside of a house. And the way that I thought of the pie was that I just wanted some element of those panels that I did at the bottom to give the painting just a little more detail. And then what I thought of was just showing what was going on inside of the house. I had a few different ideas for what could be going on in the house, but I thought the pie made the most sense because it gives the dragon a reason to be interested in the house that is kind of a wholesome reason. So I liked the idea that the dragon was really just wanting some pie. After I was done painting, I also went over it in some colored pencil with some different details. So the whole painting is done with just gouache paint and colored pencil. And the final painting will be shown at the end, but now we're going to get into the second painting that I worked on this month. This painting shows what's going on inside of the house that the dragon is interested in. First, I started off color testing just like I did with the first painting, just to figure out what colors I wanted to use. I decided to stick with the red color that I used with the berries and use slightly different versions of that red color. And then I brought in the blue of the mountains by putting a little window in the corner to show our dragon looking in. I also did some fun little details like drawing carrots in the window and some picture frames on the wall. We have our little bunny who is baking her pie. Little does she know there's a dragon right outside her window wanting to eat her pie. This painting I did the same exact way with just gouache paint and then colored pencil over the top. I'm not showing as much footage of this painting because it really was the same exact process. But on this painting, I think I used a little bit more colored pencil for the detail, like I used it for the detail on the oven mitts and on the wallpaper in the background. And then thank you to my wonderful Derek, who is modeling my paintings for me and holding them up. Here is the finished product. I'm really happy with how these turned out. And then I will show the official finished versions that are scanned and digitally touched up. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you consider joining the art club this month if you would like prints of these paintings as well as a sticker. Stay tuned for my next video where I will be working on the sticker for this month. Okay, thank you guys. Bye!